Now, he began his career on the city desk of the Baltimore Sun, and his 12 years as a journalist paid off when he used his knowledge of the city to create The Wire, one of the most critically acclaimed TV series on both sides of the Atlantic. Now, David Simon is moving on to a new project. It was the groundbreaking TV drama The Wire, which turned David Simon into a household name.
The knockers don't know, but he do.
Hailed by many as the greatest TV show ever made, it was a programme like no other. Unlike other US crime dramas, its central character wasn't a cop or a criminal, but a city, the faded industrial port of Baltimore, Maryland. Each series focused on a different facet of the city, such as the drug-ravaged housing projects, crumbling schools, the corrupt city government.
Slowly! Step out of the car!
This was television that provided social commentary about the realities of urban life in America without sacrificing the drama.
No one wants low-income housing in their neighborhood.
The main star of his latest project, Show Me a Hero, is also a city, Yonkers in New York State, shown here in this 1980s TV news report, the era in which the story is set. It is a true tale of a segregation battle over public housing that paralysed the city and much of the state at the time. At its heart, a row about low-income residents being moved into a part of the city that had been exclusively reserved for the rich. And much like his previous shows, this one, which is still in production, deals with the themes that have so enraged Simon for years. The idea of two Americas, one for the rich, another for the poor. How money corrupts American politics, and a government paralysed by fear. And David Simon joins me now from central London. Good evening. This new series, I mean, you've chosen race, housing, the gap between rich and poor. I mean, they're all utterly contemporary themes.
Yeah, they don't seem to go away, do they? And it's not just race, it's class. I mean, I think there was one thing a little bit off in what you said earlier, which is this was not the rich part of Yonkers. I don't think there really is. It was the white part. It was the white working class part and middle class part, and it was homeowners, and they were very frightened for the values of their homes, and so the city tore itself apart over a very small number of low-income housing units being built on the white side of town.
Who do you think a drama like this appeals to? I mean, do you have to share your political outlook?
I don't know who it appeals to. I famously have gone about as far as you can go in television in my country without having an audience. It's very easy to do these things when nobody watches them. And nobody watched The Wire when it was on the air. Nobody watched Treme. Nobody watched Generation Kill. Apparently what I find interesting in the world and what I like to write about, an audience is optional at best.
But you get one, and you get a massive one in the end, and you know.
Maybe eventually. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, do you write hoping to change minds? You know, I mean, do you write with an agenda? Well,
like you, I'm a reporter, so my agenda is I want to have an argument about current events that are relevant to the society I live in. That's why I went into journalism, and I think that motivation is still there. The idea of having that argument, of advancing the discourse on an issue. If it was about being in the entertainment industry, I probably couldn't face. I couldn't get up in the morning and say, well, I'm entertaining people. The shows have to be entertaining. The characters have to be served. The story has to be served. But if all we're doing is entertaining you, I mean, my country's pretty well entertained itself to death. We don't need more entertainment. I mean, so I am trying to be a little subversive within the structure of television.
I mean, you must have noticed British politics is at a strange juncture at the moment. There's huge amounts of discontent with mainstream politics, the way capitalism is working, and I guess all of that is happening in America.
You got a third party, right? You got a third party?
Well, and a fourth and a fifth.
Yeah, and I've been reading the papers.
So, I mean, where do you think America is within that, too? I mean, do you think this discontent is bubbling? I mean, is it moving anywhere? You know, is the two-party dominance of American politics under threat in the way it is over here?
I think I think it's actually more entrenched in America, the two-party governance. What matters in American politics is capital. The Supreme Court in my country has made it possible and credible to basically buy representative government. And an astonishing amount of money is going into ensuring that certain status quo or certain sort of anti-reform efforts succeed. And the money that is being sort of launched at the national legislature, Congress in my country, is debilitating. And I don't think any republic can long endure when money is speech. The consent of the governed means you have to get the most people to agree with you in a marketplace of ideas where they know what they're agreeing to and where they're where one man, one vote really has a chance to succeed. And they have basically given over the government to capital. And I don't know how you arrest that except to change the makeup of the Supreme Court in my country in the long term. And in the short term, I think it's going to get to the point where somebody's going to pick up a brick.
Wow, I really wish we could go on, David Simon, but unfortunately this is a finite show. We'll look forward to the new series. Thanks for joining us.
I'm late for the
I'm going to read the sport. I'd rather be you. Anyway, football and England.